Welcome back to NYSE TV Live. The crypto industry has been generating plenty of buzz this week, including a fresh Bitcoin record on Monday, to Crypto Week in Washington as lawmakers vote on several bills throughout the week. Joining me now is Simeon Hyman, global investment strategist at ProShares, a firm which debuted a pair of new products on NYSE Arca this week. We'll get to those in just a minute. But first, Simeon, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we're keeping an eye on Bitcoin today. It's back moving higher, although still off the highs. It's trading around 119,000 right now. The highs were above 123,000. That's despite the fact that it seems like these crypto bills failed to pass this procedural vote yesterday. Some renewed optimism potentially about it today. How big of a blow was that news yesterday, though?
Let's step back before we get to the regulatory piece and just talk about a couple of other drivers. Remember, folks see this stunning rally in Bitcoin and they think it's simply because it's correlated with the equity rally. But just remember, 3 years ago, we had all that chaos in crypto-related financial institutions, and amidst that, Bitcoin went up. And you can't discount the bear market in the dollar. This is one of the use cases of Bitcoin, a non-central bank currency. So those two guys are over here. On the regulatory side, I think there's still lots of optimism that this is going to turn out to be good for cryptocurrency and the blockchain. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Folks want rules of the road. And let's not forget the SEC is friendlier as well today.
But can Bitcoin continue to move higher if these key pieces of legislation don't pass?
It's been moving higher without all these regulations. So I think the answer is yes, but it does seem that the administration really does want them to pass. So there's pretty decent odds that we will get some rules of the road.
We've been seeing a lot more crypto adoption, both from the institutional level, also just from, retail traders and investors, if you will. I'm curious, do you still consider it a high-risk speculative play, or should it be part of a well-balanced portfolio at this point?
It's back to what I was starting off with, the fact that they are diversifiers, that cryptocurrencies do not move with stocks and bonds, and that means it can have an important role to play in a portfolio. Remember, bonds don't always bail out stocks. Sometimes bonds go down with stocks. We saw that in 2022, and we saw it right after Liberation Day. So having this other asset class that can further diversify a portfolio can make it very useful.
So for those who are crypto curious, if you will, you have a lineup of crypto ETFs, including a few new ones that investors could consider. Fill us in on those.
We do. We have the largest lineup in the U.S. of crypto-linked ETFs, and most folks are familiar with Bitcoin and Ether, but there are other important coins as well. Two of them related to our launches are Solana and XRP. Solana is a little more akin to in the Ethereum camp, fostering decentralized applications. XRP, more in the payment camp and fostering cross-border transactions. And those are the ones we launched our ETFs on.
Can you just give us a breakdown of what the difference between investing in a crypto ETF would be versus just buying the coin outright?
Yeah, so the ETFs that we launched were our ticker SLON. That is our ProShares Ultra Solana ETF. And the second one is ticker UXRP, our ProShares Ultra XRP ETF. And each of these ETFs are designed to target exposure of 2x the performance, 2 times the daily performance of either Solana or XRP. And they use futures to get that exposure. Now, compared to investing in the coins themselves, it's convenient because it's just an ETF. Number two, it can be cost effective because this approach to magnified exposure can be cheaper than things like margin and things like that. And number three, your losses are limited to the amount that you invest. So those are some of the key distinctions between using one of our ETFs and as compared to investing directly in the currency itself.
What's the next big thing in the crypto industry? Obviously, we talked so much about Bitcoin, but as you pointed out, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, what should we have our eyes on next?
Yeah, I think these other coins are really important, and I think that's a growing part of the opportunity set for folks looking for cryptocurrency exposure. We're so proud to have that largest lineup of crypto-linked ETFs in the US. We've got a dozen of them. We had the first crypto-linked ETF, ticker BITO, BITO. I remember being on the floor for that launch. And we also have ETFs that target leverage and inverse exposure to both Bitcoin and Ether. They all use derivatives to get that exposure, so you don't know if they're going to precisely track those underlying currencies.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for shedding some light on this space. Really appreciate it, Simeon.
Thanks very much for having me.
That's Simeon Hyman, Global Investment Strategist at ProShares.